But all right, it's time for our next guest. We still have some stocks on the list to talk about today, guys. We got Clover, Torchlight, Vizlink, and Hims.
Take me to the thing.
What do you want to go to?
Take me to the
StreamYard is right there.
Take it to me. Okay,
Okay,
where's your
thing.
mouse? Where's your mouse?
Mouse is right here.
Okay, well, you got to do the thing. You got to play the next guest thing. You did? All right, hold on. Producer Rohan woke up. He's going to play it. So you can pick, Todd Lale, you got it right. That's what we're doing.
All right, there we go. Stephen Kalayjian here live with us. What's up, man?
Hey, Luke. Hey, Jay. What's up, brother?
Oh, wait, he can't hear you. He said, what's up?
What up, Stephen Kalayjian from Chicago, Illinois. He probably moved to Florida because he likes the warm weather. He likes to play in the sun and
That's it,
go
brother.
out with the buns. Yeah, there you go. And have fun.
Soon, brother. Soon.
I wish I could rap.
Soon.
That's the one thing, Steve, that I missed out on. Like I need that rapping ability, the rhyming. I don't have it, you know? The only rhyme I know, whoever said the rhyme did the crime. That's the only rap I know.
Okay, all right, that's a good one. It's a good rap.
It's good to know. Right?
Next time I see you, Jay, we'll work on it, Jay.
All right, he says that next time you guys hang out, you'll work on it together. It sounds like Steven is an aspiring rapper as well.
Oh, really?
And so it could be a duo, a rap duo.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll make a
Does
video,
he know about
Jay.
my flag football championship?
I'm sure he doesn't.
Okay. Steven,
Oh,
I
man.
won. I didn't win. The kids won the flag football championship. I decided to coach a flag football team for the first time in my life, and we played in the championship. The CEO of UWMC, it was the largest SPAC to date so far. We played his team. They haven't lost in 10 seasons.
Wow.
It was my first time coaching a flag football team, and I went headfirst into it. I got video, I got software, and we won the thing in the last 3 minutes, and it was great. And, yes, I had a son on the team. I didn't just randomly coach some team to beat him, but, yeah, we won.
Awesome.
So, woo!
Awesome.
All right, and Steven, you probably have the coolest background of any guest that we bring on. All right, how many monitors is it?
40.
40? 40 on the dot. All right.
Yeah.
If anybody in the
41.
chat has more than 40 monitors, that would be impressive. But all right. I mean, what do you use all 40 monitors for? Like are you just have all the major markets up on it? I mean, what's the deal with them all?
So, hey, great seeing everybody. So basically in my 30, I built predictive analytics. I spent 8 years of my life building predictive analytics. I leave the charts up dynamically because even though I get automated signals, I have another computer where I can get automated signals. I like looking at the same symbols and every single day. So I look at obviously the NASDAQ and S&P futures, and I look at 30-year bonds, gold, silver, and oil. And then on the equities, I look at the obviously the big ETFs and the biggest names in the S&P. And basically I'm educating on predictive analytics and teaching patterns and identifying trends, reversals, and divergence patterns. And we're just really excited about the opportunity and getting involved and teaching everybody and teaching exactly what I have behind me. And it's really has opened up the world to many traders. Again, the number one thing is you want to be on the right side of the market, and we're able to identify these trends, reversals, and divergence patterns during the day. And again, I've been day trading for over practically 38 years of my life. I couldn't do really anything else. It's what I've done, trading nearly 2 billion shares of my life. And
well,
so,
I'm sure we could find something else if you wanted to get out of it.
Exactly. Wouldn't mind. Yeah. So again, it's really something that I'm able to see and move left to right quickly, and I can see things happen dynamically, and then convey the content and information right out there to all my subscribers. And it's again about moving the needle every single day and just constantly being consistent.
All right, and so let's talk about today in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Anything on your radar? Anything that's especially interesting? Your predictive analytics pointing you towards anything? I mean, what's on your mind right now?
So we saw I do this. I do what's called correlation studies, and so we had a big sell around 10:15 early in the morning, and we saw the S&Ps bounce a couple times, and we got short into that on the Qs, the NASDAQ, the Russell. The Russell's really was acting the weakest. The TNAs, and we saw some really good drops in the S&P and all the indices that we talked about. Microsoft dropped about 2 on that pattern. So we're able to see that now. I think pretty much that I think the lows are in for the day, even though we did push up about 20 points on the S&P off the lows. You know, again, the market is just really resilient here at this level. And I think that day trading gives the ability to identify these reversals and these trends and these intraday patterns. But if we do get any big push up, I mean, there's still an outside chance for a double top on the S&P and maybe even a print above 4,000. And that may be just the catalyst to have some type of a pullback after that. But then I think ultimately we go higher.
Okay, so you're, let me try to summarize it, and tell me if I do it wrong. But basically, you foresee some sort of short-term pullback, and this is the S&Ps that we're talking about here, guys. SPY if you're trading the ETF, but some sort of short-term pullback, but longer-term bullishness.
Yeah, so I'm looking probably for maybe one more push up here, maybe to a double top about the 39.50, 39.60, maybe even a push through the 4,000. They say they had 4,000 on the S&P. Maybe for the 4,020, but again, that's parabolic to me. And this pattern right here that you're seeing is pretty much of a bear flag. And again, I'm seeing this on the daily charts as well. And even if we do get to push up to new highs here, I think it'll be short-lived for a pullback, a pretty decent pullback that would last for a couple months, and then probably get a pickup again sometime in August, early September for another move up.
Oh, okay. So I had it wrong. So you think we might push higher?
Yes.
But medium term, you're bearish.
Yeah, intermediate term I'm bearish, short term I'm bullish, and then longer term I'm bullish. Once you get that pullback.
The thing that concerns me about the general market a little bit is we have all this stimulus money that's about to come out, and is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news type deal? I mean that's yet to be seen. But you know, it's something that I'm definitely nervous about.
Yeah, I think the news is already built in, and if you got 1.9 trillion dollars, which is really astronomical amount of money, 1.1 trillion is not even going towards really COVID. It's not going to help restaurants. I mean, $1,400 per person, I mean, doesn't really go far. And so I think that it's just smoke screen, per se. I think it's built in. I think the market, really has that already tallied in.
Yep. And are you primarily trading the indexes, or do you do the individual stocks as well? Give us some sort of an idea of that.
Yeah. So, one of my favorites is the UVXYs. I know they, there's no volatility, and I think that we probably can get a push between the sevens down to the 7.5, maybe in that area. And I think those would be a screaming buy, because I do think that once we do push up to the new highs that I'm anticipating, in the next couple 1 to 5 days, if we do get that push above 4,000, the volatility index will really get hit here. And then I think once we do that, I think then you'll see volatility really pick up. And I think that's what's really, right now the market just seems very complacent. And that's why, we had a run from $8 up to $10.50 on them in the last couple of days. And then they dropped about 2 after that, because obviously the market rallied and there's no fear there's no fear. And I think that once the market does hit that, if we do get lucky enough to hit that print above 4,000, I do think then these would be a really good purchase between the $7.5 range, if we even get down that low.
That's interesting. So, and the reason why I like that is generally speaking, when the market's going up, people don't like, this is the ETF for the VIX that we're talking about here.
Right.
VIX is generally lower, and I like the way that you're thinking about it as, okay, if we do get up to 4,000 in the S&P 500, that is a move higher, but that's actually a catalyst for the VIX to kick off. I think is definitely interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, I think it's risky. Again, looking at the patterns on all 4 ETFs and the indexes, like the Russell, the Spiders, Qs, and the Diamond, the Dow. I mean, they're all identical, same pattern. So, and there really are sell divergences on those time frames. And the higher you go, I think the harder you're going to fall.
Okay. Yep. I mean, that seems fair enough. And again, it's sort of, if we do get that correction, because somebody's asking in the chat for those months that you threw out, it's until that August, September time frame when you think the market starts to reverse and we get some bullishness in here again.
When do we see bullishness again, or how much?
Yeah. I think it was August or September that you said where we have some pullback until then, and then later in the year is when the market turns bullish again.
Yeah, again, seasonality factors always play into I'm not really a fan of these things, but the market does have a tendency to rally in the fourth quarter. So I do think that the pullback could be rather sharp. It could be, potentially up to 15 to 18% if we do hit that print high on the S&Ps. So if you're looking, on a number like that, you're looking at, if we hit 32,000, like another 1,000 points higher from here, 10%, you're probably looking between 4,000 and 5,000 points down, back down to the 27.5 area. And I think that would be there's a lot of support there as well. And market never goes to your number. So, 28,000 potentially or something like that. But it could be, again, I just think that the market is really right now just ahead of itself. Somebody talked about last night that GDP could be 7.5%. I don't see it. I still think there's a lot of problems here. A lot of people I know are still out of work. Commercial real estate has taken a complete trashing here. A lot of banks are owning all this debt, and again, the stimulus is great and will help people, but $1,400 doesn't go a long way, especially if now they're talking about it may be released in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So, what are people supposed to do? And a lot of restaurants are closing up. I mean, I drove through New York City, and I used to be in the city every single day after work. I used to drive from Connecticut into the city, and I will tell you, Luke, it is a nightmare. I've never seen more plywood on buildings. Restaurants, 5-star restaurants I used to go to are closed up, and it's scary. And I went in the city on Valentine's Day, and I just couldn't believe what I saw. And restaurants.
Is it just an absolute ghost town? How is the vibe from the people around?
I mean, there was not like the busy sidewalks where you're always like holding your wallet to make sure nobody's pickpocketing you, where you got to walk like this, and you're like in the old days, the streets were empty, and people moving out in droves.
That's what yes.
And I literally got to tell you, on a Sunday, I was parking my car. I saw 7 moving trucks moving vans being loaded up, people moving out of apartments, people moving on a Sunday on Valentine's Day. I mean, so I just think that the market is getting ahead of itself here. And again, any new highs should be met with significant resistance to look to short, especially on the divergence patterns I'm seeing on the bigger time frames.
See, I wonder if there's, I'm sure there is a stock market way to short residential real estate in New York. I mean, we got to look at what some of those REITs
We'll create an ETF, I guess.
Yeah, we'll make an ETF for it. If there's not a REIT that exists, we'll go ahead and make the ETF for it. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense too, right? If I was stuck in a small 400 square foot apartment and I'm working from home with a partner for, 24 hours for a year, I mean, I would go crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I talk to people all the time. They're working from home. I mean, in big companies, and UBS and Wells Fargo, and they're working from home. They're not going to the Jersey offices. They're not going to the Long Island offices. They're not going to the New York City offices. Who's going to pay all this rent? Who needs this now? I think we're in a new era here. People can work from home. I also heard that productivity was up significantly from people working from home. So that might be a good thing. But then what do you do with all this, commercial real estate in all these big cities? And, why hop on a train that costs you $400? Why work in New York City and pay New York City taxes when you don't need to? Now you can work from home on Long Island. You save that extra 4.75% extra tax on your your.
Is it that high?
I think it's 4%, 4, it may be 3.5. I don't know, but who cares? Why pay the extra? Why pay the extra if you're not going in and out of the city? You're saving your money on city taxes. You're saving your money on commute, right?
And the time, right? If you're used to spending an hour each way commuting, I mean, that's a shit
2 hours. That's why productivity has been up. on people working for corporations. So I think, you know, I've been around a long time. Never in my life did I ever see -40 for oil. Never did I ever think in 2020 you would see a -3,000 Dow. And guess what? Now you're going to start seeing a new era of people working from home. I think it's smart, but somebody's got to pay the price, and commercial real estate is going to take it on the chin.
All right, so that's something that we'll do on this show later this week. We'll spend some time digging and see if there's REITs or ETFs that give you exposure to some of that, because that, I mean, if they haven't already moved, which I would imagine that they have, it's a play for sure. All right,
Yeah.
all right. I just took you on a tangent. What else are you looking at? What else is interesting? I don't know if you look at individual stocks at all, and you have any of those names that are interesting right now. But curious what else is intriguing to you.
Well, you know, they just reverse split the TZAs on the Russell. It was trading like 419. Now it's trading, I think, where is it trading? 34.35. So, you know, those are, you know, again, on any pop up, I think the Russell hit a high of 329. I think if you ever get these double tops up in these areas here, I think these are names like the SDAOs, the TZAs, the SQQ. Even they ruined the SQs because SQQQs because, you know, they reverse split it. But I think I bought some under 11 and they rallied up to 14. But these are names that, you know, if you think the market is going down, you need some protection against your longs. These are great names to buy as a hedge.
Okay, and so you like some of these ETFs, some of these bearish ETFs as the way to hedge what's otherwise a very long portfolio.
Right. If you're net long, I mean, there's no reason why you can't.
Which I am. I'm long out the ass.
Yeah.
But
so
keep going.
I mean, if you do get prints to new highs, I mean, you know, I've been around a long time, and I love it. People just don't know how to sell, and people are like, oh, I don't want to sell. I got to pay taxes. Well, okay, so now if it drops 30%, you just wiped out your gain. Now you're hoping to go, oh, I can't wait for it to go back up. I mean, I've been around so long. I was there in 08. I saw so many guys. I was playing softball, and guys were like pulling their hair out. Oh, I lost my whole retirement account. Oh my God, we're getting wiped out when the Dow hit below 7,000. I mean, I've seen it all. But people just don't know how to take profits. And, oh, you know what? Why not sell half your position? Sell calls against the other position to average, you know, to lock in. Even, you know, if the market did drop, you get the premium, and you can get to capture the call against to do the synthetic against it on the option. Or the buy right, you know, you just buy the call, buy the stock, sell the call. But, you know, I just think that people need to know, and I've been doing this a long time, we're not bigger than the market. And if you are fortunate enough to have great gains in the market, I just think that there's always time to buy it back again. You know, I trade the market, my own account, based upon extremes, right? And so when I see,
and what do you mean by that? When you say you trade the market based on extremes?
Yeah, like, I mean, so when the Dow hit 18,000, I bought SSOs, UPROs. You know, when the market rallied to a point, I shorted things against that. You know, so I shorted the market. If the market rallies up here, you know, I'm going to look to buy SDAOs. I'm going to look to buy UVXYs. I'm going to look to buy SPXUs, names like that, because I'm seeing. See, the other thing is, in my predictive analytics that I built, I know I have what's deviation bands, that I know calculations that if they get to this number, the odds are in my favor that's going to drop. You know, especially or down, for example. So I teach all this using the analytics that I built, and whether you're day trading or intermediate term trading, whether you're trading commodities, indexes, futures, equities, ETFs, or foreign exchange, these patterns repeat. And using my predictive analytics, I can see things like that, and so it's very powerful to be able to identify these moves.
Okay, and Steven, how do people get access to predictive analytics? Where do they follow along with you? Getting some awesome comments out of the chat. So tell us how to stay in touch.
Or you can go to tickertalker.com and you can just look under my profile, Steven Kalayjian. I offer a 1 week free trial, and you know, People can just log in. I do an 8-hour live room every single day from 8 to 4, teaching, calling out the ideas, the moves in the market, live chat going. I do also trade ideas where you get push notifications on different trades, putting in, shorting Microsoft this morning at 235.70, 235.90, and then watching it drop. So you get push notifications on idea generation. And again, I just trade, the same names every single day. So I don't really care if GME is up $6 today or if, another stock is flying. You know what? I've trained all my subscribers and all the people that are in my room to trade the same names every single day, whether they're trading the name outright or trading the options. I mean, we called a monster buy this morning at 9:45 on Nugget. It ran about 290 off the low. So we're able to see this again, like I said, Luke, right because using predictive analytics.
Awesome. And guys, I dropped the link in the chat, and Steven, you mentioned GME a second ago. My favorite comment of the day so far was somebody saying, Luke, just hedge your portfolio with GameStop shares. Yep, that's a funny one. That's a good one. Oh, come on, it's funny.
I was long it, okay, at what was that, 60, and I kicked it out, and I watched it trade down to 40. And I just said to myself, and it sat there for 40, 43 for like 3 days. I said, is this thing going to 18 or is this thing going to go back to 130? And I blinked the next day and it was up 90, and I just don't get it. It's just, look, I've been in the game for 38 years. And when you see a stock that goes from 10 to 500, you just want to just shoot yourself and say, like, now you've seen it all, now you've seen it all. And I was actually, I couldn't short it, but I would have been short. I swear to you, if I could short it, I said 350, and I don't really care if it goes to 700. I'll stay short and keep adding. And man, was I right. And granted, I understand a lot of people wouldn't stay short $150 against you, but I would have. That's how much I believed it was going to go down. Yeah. And but I wasn't able to borrow it and short it. And then this whole calamity with the small retail investors that couldn't trade it, and I don't know. There should be no regulations in the game. They should go back.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. They should bring back 8-point markets to get the decimals. But I mean, I'm an old timer, so.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, link is in the chat. Click it. Follow along. Again, tickertalker.com. Steven Kalayjian, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks, Luke. Great seeing you, brother. Stay warm in Michigan.
All right, I'll try.
Be good,
Take
brother.
Care.